What up, what up? This is Low End Theories Podcast. This is your girl Venus.
And this is Sanford. What's going on, good people? What's up with you, V?
Man, nothing much. I missed our family here. We had a little 2 week hiatus for a minute, but we back now.
Yeah, we back. I mean, everything back. Power back, bodies back, everything back. Everything back.
Right. Yeah, y'all just dealt with, what was it, a week and a half without power up in Iowa?
Uh, nah, it was a solid week for me. There
Okay.
are still some people, um, that don't have any power or no ETR. So
Wow,
it's real
that's
rough. Then the president, when the president came here, the governor sent him a bill for funds to try to get some help in, and
mm-hmm.
he kind of did his thing with it. So he only approved half of the bill, which only guaranteed funds for the state to be able to clear roads and stuff, but provided nothing for individuals. So apparently, when you got
Mm-hmm.
home insurance in a state like that, I'm pretty sure you're aware of this being in Florida. But if you have damage to your actual home, insurance will, pick that up or whatever. But if you got damage to, like, you got trees down in your lawn or you got trees down on your property or whatever, they may not help you get that removed or help to pay to get that removed. So um,
Yeah.
it's it can get costly when you starting to get large trees removed from properties or several
Mm-hmm.
trees moved at one time. So I know we got three big ones on ours, and while they aren't close enough to the house to actually cause damage or whatever, a few large branches have fell from them, and we still cutting
Mm-hmm.
them up and getting them burned or whatever. And it's a
Oh,
week later,
wow.
and it's a week later, and we still doing it. So we didn't have any structural damage, but
Okay.
most people in the town got away clean. There were some homes with some minor roof damage, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look like nobody got a tree in a upstairs bedroom or anything like that. But
Yeah.
uh, just riding around and looking at, not riding around to see the damage, but as you drive around, you see what damage has happened. And no,
Mm-hmm.
we was fortunate. We was real fortunate.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything major happen. Plus, nobody got hurt. So
That's always good. Yeah, I was looking at some pictures online and it looked like a lot of people got hit hard as far as like the damage I was seeing to homes. So it just kind of reminded me of like how it is here in Florida when it's hurricane season and we get hit. Like I remember, being without electricity for, a week or more. And you learn a few things.
yeah, I
Because
remember. I remember when I think it was the last storm that hit. Um, I was the last storm that had y'all down for a week. I remember I was calling like, man, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And I was like hitting you like every day because the reports would be weird. You know what I mean? When you getting it, a couple thousand miles away, it's different than when you right there. So
yeah.
you like, yeah, we straight, dude. Calm down. Like
Yeah,
this
of
ain't our
course, the
first
news
rodeo, but
stations always make it seem worse than what it actually is. But, it's just rough when you're thinking about food spoiling and, where am I going to get gas from? What gas stations are open? And, just being frustrated because when you're hot, you get pissed off.
mm, it wasn't no exaggeration here though. It's fucked up. Like
Yeah.
I had posted a couple of pictures and it was people like, man, I didn't know. It was people sending me messages, either through direct message or the Facebook inbox. And it was like, man, I didn't know that any of this had happened. Like, how long ago was this? And da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, I just found out that nobody knew anything about it and they weren't reporting it. So like,
Hmm.
yeah, but when you go to Cedar Rapids and you got like huge complexes with they roofs blown off, and you got people just outside in tents and shit. And the president didn't. He came here and didn't even leave the airport. Like didn't go see anybody or go see what was going on or nothing. And it's
Yeah, that's some fuck niggas bullshit right there. Like, you're dealing with a city that's just experienced a disaster. And, the least you can do is, ride through, especially if you're supposed to be providing funds and relief and, sending FEMA through there. The least you can do is come through and assess. And, when you can't do that or you're refusing to do that, it shows how much of a fuck you give.
he was telling them off. It was like the people that they put in that room with him was just in to say thank you, and they were trying to tell him that they needed him to provide. They said they thanked him for they just thanked him. Like it was recorded, like because CBS picked it up and MSNBC picked it up, so they got it
Mm-hmm.
recorded where the people was just thanking him for shit and trying to tell him like what they needed and hoping that he would help and shit. But like all he was saying was like, we'll look into it. Well, hopefully what we're doing will help and da 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 da. It was literally like 30 minutes just kissing his ass, and then he left. Like he was there for like an hour, and then he bailed, and that was it.
Yeah, he's garbage. Well, I'm glad to know you're up and running. Everyone is safe, and that's all that really matters. So,
Yeah, I really do hope that if anybody is listening to this, we're recording this on the night of the 19th, so it'll go up tomorrow morning, so the 20th. If anybody's listening to this and you wish to either donate or help out, if you can look into the American Red Cross, um, the chapter in Cedar Rapids, I'll post a link to in the show notes. Please just
mhm.
get them a ring. Anything that you can do to help will go a long way. Again, there's specifically in Cedar Rapids, there are entire communities and neighborhoods that are still without power, and the their homes have been permanently damaged, and there isn't an immediate plan for setting up housing. So
Mhm.
just don't forget about them. Just don't forget about them.
Word, word.
So
All right.
to transition from the bad to the good. So you took your stinking ass out to DR a week ago, huh?
I sure the fuck did, friend. I needed a break. So, I finally, cracked under pressure and, I got a last minute invite to go to DR with a friend. And I'm like, okay, let me take you up on that. Let me get my ticket. And, I feel really good about it. I don't regret that decision. I know some people are still like super duper cautious about traveling or they don't feel comfortable traveling. With my experience on traveling and not just traveling, but out of the country, I did take my necessary precautions and I got that COVID test done before I left. Just because I know that they were testing upon arrival in DR. So if you didn't have any documentation to show that you had a recent test, they were testing you on the spot. And some people were waiting like anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour for their results to come back because it was just so many people coming in at the same time. So, yeah, so it was, I got my test done prior to, I was taking my supplements prior to, make sure my immune system was built up. The plane, they had the middle row blocked out, so no one was sitting directly next to anyone, which was great. I took my cleaning supplies, my Lysol, my wipes. I sprayed everything down and wiped everything down before I sat down or touched it.
So
So I,
you was on the jumbo jet.
no, I flew with JetBlue.
I ain't never been on the JetBlue. So they got middle aisles. So like they got three rows of seating, or Like, what do
No,
you mean?
I'm just saying like it's, 3 seats in a row. So the middle seat was blocked out. So instead of 3 people sitting next to someone or sitting in a row together, it was that middle row was blocked out. But I had the whole row to myself because it wasn't a lot of people on my flight. So I had the whole row to myself. So they made sure they spaced it out well where people weren't sitting right next to each other. So I'm grateful for that. But
I
yeah,
gotta
man,
look
I
up
had
the seating because all of that shit sound weird to me.
no, like it was, um, 3 rows to the left, 3 rows to the right, and
Oh,
you
this
know
a
the
big dumbass plane.
yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
asked you first. Like, did you take a jumbo jet? Like, I'm gonna
Oh
need
no,
you to pick up on context clues, friend. Like, this shit is literally called an Airbus. Like, what you be thinking about, man? I said, hey, man, did you get on a big ass plane? Oh no, it was JetBlue.
no, I
Gee,
was saying JetBlue as far as like the airline.
yeah, I know, but man, that's a big ass plane. Like, what the fuck is this, man? Please, that's a big man. I'm just looking at the seating arrangement. This shit large, my nigga.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so you said
yeah.
that they blocked out the middle seat on each side.
Right. So
Mm.
when I was, how you can go online and you can pick your seat ahead of time. They had the whole middle seats xed out where no one can pick that seat. So I was grateful for not having to sit next to anyone at all because it was just me in the row and nobody else. So I felt good when I got there. Like I felt good that everyone that was there had a test done. So as
Okay.
far as, what happened if you did come up positive when you got there, I don't know what the protocol was for that. But but you had to have a test in hand or let them do the finger pick test there. So I did my COVID test here in the United States and I did the nasal swab. So it worked itself out, but man, I had a fucking ball.
That's what's up.
I
That's what's
had a
up.
fucking
Yeah,
ball. I
so
had
yeah, so get to all right. So you let them swab your nose and shit. So they tested your boogers and your boogers was Rona free. So you
Yeah, I
got
was Rona free.
down there and it's okay. So what was the sights like, man? What did was there some nice ladies? What some nice guys? What was up?
Man, everybody was fucking beautiful, man. Like, let me tell you, I will say that, for the most part, we stayed in a resort. We only traveled outside of the resort one time to go to this hookah spot. And man, it was like right in the middle of town. Like, everybody was out, everybody on motorcycles and shit like that. It was like packed.
Mm.
Like this little strip was packed. So man, we get there and they playing the reggae and shit like that. They had a nice little mixture, like they was playing our shit like we were playing a club over here.
Mm.
So it was lit as fuck. Like the women, they were super thick. Like it was not one flat ass in sight. So
Mm. Mm. Mm.
definitely a lot of booty envy,
Oh
man.
man. Oh, yeah, yeah. I forgot about you, sweetie. I'm sorry. I was watching. Watching this.
You know what?
Man, I was watching this some more. Stand up. I don't even know why I was watching it, but I think it was because I had posted a picture of her on my Instagram and shit,
Mhm.
and because I post so much, I try to post content for the watch site as well. I got them linked to Facebook, so I posted on
Mhm.
Facebook too, and my sister saw it. And she was like, "Who is that?" I was like, "Man, you don't know who that is, man? That's Samora, man." He was like, "Oh, I know who Samora is. I just didn't know who that was." And I was like, "Oh shit." It's like, "Yeah, that ain't a good picture of her." I was like, "Well, shit, it's the one she posted." So I'm watching this Samora stand up, and she
Mhm.
ain't got no ass either. You know what I'm saying? So she was talking about how she called her shit a 88. Like she called her ass a
What the
88
fuck?
because that type of ass was popular in 1988.
Oh my gosh.
So, so you over there sitting on that 88. Saw that 88 and shit. Mm-mm.
Whatever. But
Mm.
anywho, yeah, I think you will really love it over there. And everybody over there is, they brown skin like us. So, it was good. I fucked up my phone the first day I was there. Man, I got that shit wet at the damn beach. So I had to find some rice for my phone and put my phone in a bag of rice to try and revive it. But yeah, shit happens when you have fun. So
Yeah, I guess, man. So you got the business phone or the personal phone with?
no, it was the personal phone that I got wet. So thank goodness, because at first I was just gonna leave the business phone here, but something told me like, no, just take it with you just in case. So I took it, and thank goodness I did, because otherwise I wouldn't have had any way to communicate with anyone. So it worked itself out. But yeah, finally my phone didn't start working again until after I got back here.
Mm. All right. Well, I know
But
before you
yeah.
left, we was doing some bag shopping. So which bag did you pick and how did it, you know what I'm saying, how did it turn out for you?
Oh yeah, well, okay, so I remember I sent you like a few pics that I was looking at. I was looking at the one of them MCM joints and Coach, and I ended up going with the Coach Academy book bag to use as um my carry-on.
Oh, okay.
And I loved it.
That's a nice traditional cut. That's a nice traditional cut. What so did I can't remember, was this the one with the print or was this just the all leather joint?
No, it has the print on there, and then it has the multicolor C that's on the bag, and I love it. I got so many compliments. Like my friend said, "Oh, I'm gonna get the same bag." I think my sister said she's gonna get the same bag. So everyone loved the bag, but it was nice. It's durable. The straps were, nice and thick. It was comfortable. I didn't feel uncomfortable wearing it, and I like that it had the little separate slide in for the iPad. So I travel with my iPad, my books, of course, my Lysol cleaner, hand sanitizing wipes, hand sanitizer. Like I had to make sure I was packed up right, so I was good to go.
Okay. All right, cool. Shit. I guess all you was missing was the a little one of them little dollar water guns and shit. Put some motherfucking hand sanitizer in case a motherfucker got too close over there.
Oh yeah, but my homie did spray down a bitch with some Lysol on the plane, because she was sitting in the row ahead of him. And she started coughing, and I just threw the Lysol over there, and he just,
Wow. Damn, you spraying bitches like Ray? Damn.
yeah, man, you got to do what you got to do. I'm trying to have fun. I'm not trying to go back
Wow.
home sick.
Wow. Damn, y'all lights saw the bitch. Damn.
Mhm.
All right, so
Yeah.
get back to the trip, man. Okay, so you got your phone wet as soon as you got there, but so you was on the beach though. So what the beach is like over there, man? So they got the regular sand, the white sand, the black sand. What's the beaches like?
No, it was the regular sand. It wasn't any white sand, but it was, it's on the resort. So the resort was just like right on the beach. They had a big dumbass ridiculous pool. And of course the food and drinks was included. So of course I was keeping them drinks flowing. I was feeling real good, feeling real nice. It was a big party of people, because it was really for a wedding. So that was the occasion for us being there. So it was maybe like a group of like maybe 10 to 13 people. So man, it was good. So it was, the only thing was is that the everything in the resort was open except for the clubs. So you can go to any bar, you can go to the restaurants or anything else that was available in the resort, but the club part was closed due to COVID.
Mm.
So, it was, we still did what we did and had a good time. We went to the little hookah spot, like I said, that was in town. That motherfucker was jumping. It was thick as fuck in there. Like the girls in there was thick as fuck. Like, man, it was just thick as fuck in there.
Like you might be having a little flashback. And,
Em, I sent you some of those pictures and some video that I took. Yeah, you
yeah,
already know.
yeah, I got some exclusive content. I definitely got some exclusive content, and man, they were nice and lovely though. But I think some of the ones that you sent me, they was from the States. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see some of them locals. But
No, it was locals. It was locals. The
oh, that was
videos that
local.
I sent you, those were locals.
Oh shit. Okay, that's different.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got to think too, like, there were some people that were actually locals to DR that was even up in the resort too. So, I guess when you need a getaway or whatever, because I do it sometimes too. I'll go to a resort here in town or go to a hotel just to feel like I'm getting away. So it was locals up in the resort too.
Oh, okay. That's cool, man. Shit. So was that was that pretty much day one? Because you was down what, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days?
Yeah, I was down there from what was it, Thursday to Saturday or Wednesday to Saturday, I forget. But anywho, yeah, day one got the phone wet on the beach. So much for it being water resistant.
Oh wait, so you got the water resistant phone wet?
Yeah, man. And it's not, I didn't even have it. It didn't get fully submerged in the water. It just got a few little splashes to it. And, next thing I know, when I made it back to the room and I tried to plug it up, it said, there's moisture detected. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I got it wet. So at first I tried blow drying it. That didn't work. Then I put it in the rice for like 24 hours, still nothing. I thought I had a dead phone. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it was good. The resort, it was good. Um, the food was all right.
The food was all right.
It was all right. It wasn't all that. But I mean, to my surprise, they had like a lot of buffets in the resort.
Why was that surprising?
Well, like here, most restaurants that are buffets, they shut that shit down because they're trying to reduce the spread of COVID, so they don't,
Mm.
So I was surprised to see a buffet open over there. So I thought it was going to be more so weighted, order what you want and then you get your plate delivered to you by your server. But no, it wasn't like that. It was all buffets.
No, it's
So I'm
black
like,
people
okay,
in DR, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
There you go. You give a fuck about
Yeah.
you give a fuck about no 19 or 20. Shit. Go get this shit in this pan. Man, the one thing that always kind of bothered me about the island resorts, man, is like the way that they dress and them being, you know what I'm saying, them being some of them are from African descent, some of them are just, you know what I'm saying, natives. And they
Hmm.
got that melanin in their skin and they dark. And like they kind of dress like the house Negroes from slavery over here. And it just gives me that's you know what I'm saying, like that slavery vibe when I see them. Like they be having them white coats on and shit.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it just, I don't know, man. It always has this kind of, kind of struck me as kind of odd. Like, man, that's how y'all chose to dress, man. Like, but
Stop it.
I know it's not them that owns a lot of those resorts and shit. I know it's not locally owned. It may be locally
Hmm.
operated, but not locally owned. So, but yeah, no, man, that colonized and shit, and that picture of servants and shit, it always kind of fucked with me about that shit over there. But anyway, I ain't gonna. I said that shit after your trip. I wasn't gonna see you down there with it. I'm solid, man. I ain't gonna fuck up your trip, making you think about antebellum and shit. But what?
Yeah, please.
So how was the wedding though? I mean, was it a beautiful ceremony or? Any of
Well,
that?
I actually didn't stay for that part, unfortunately. Don't laugh. Oh my gosh, I hate you right now.
Your ass is in and out.
Listen, I was starting a new job, so I came back here to start a new job. So I stayed for as long as I possibly could. And when I tell you I was struggling when I got back home, like I was tired as fuck. Like I came back home on a Saturday evening, and the next day, Sunday, I was trying to hook up my computers and laptops and shit because, of course, I work from home. So I was trying to get all my equipment working and running around and picking up kids and picking up dogs and shit. And then, man, when training started on Monday, gee, I took that damn laptop on the couch with a fucking blanket, and next thing I know, I caught myself snoring a couple times. I'm like, oh
Uh,
shit.
Damn, you were snoring that loud, you woke yourself up?
I woke myself up. Thank goodness they had me on mute in the training, because
Oh,
they
wow.
would have caught that. I was tired.
Well, man, at least you had a good time, man. That's what's up, man. At least you had a good time. Got a little browner. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
got had some little tan lines. They gone now, but yeah, I came back a couple shades darker. I definitely had a good time. Met some new good people that I'm gonna be keeping in contact with. So yeah, everybody was cool as fuck. I had a good time. I'm real. I remember I took a Spanish class in high school, but yeah, all that shit is gone. So I was using Google Translate like a motherfucker. And you would think that, okay, I live here in Florida, so there's a huge, Hispanic community, so sometimes I would go to the Hispanic grocery stores and be ordering my meat at the meat counter in Spanish and shit. All that shit is just gone. So I guess because I don't, speak it often, so I just never really committed it to memory. But yeah, that Google Translate was working for me though. When I typed in there, like, can you give me some rice in the bag? I typed it in there, and mommy knew what I said, so she came back with
Did
that
you
bag of
call up
rice.
mommy? Roscoe, mommy, Roscoe. Wow. Wow. Boy, I know people hate Americans, man. What for ain't got time to be learning the language and shit. And it's so many Spanish speaking people over there, but like I never encounter them though. Like not on a daily basis. Not like I mean,
Hmm.
well, I live in Iowa, and I think this is the third whitest state in the union,
Hmm.
something like that. So, but anywho, that's what's up, man. Man, I heard about this sandwich that y'all got down there. That well, I don't want to say it's y'all sandwich, but it's it's popular in Florida and in your area. You ever
What
heard
is
of
it?
a cubano?
Like a Cuban sandwich?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, a cubano sandwich. I heard it was pretty good. I'm gonna try to. I was trying to Google recipes for today, but with everything that happened, it was kind of nuts. So let me tell you about today. I've been back and forth with you all day today, so you kind of know the gist of it. But I really want to share this with the listeners because it is one of the most tremendous days I have had in an awful long time. Like the last time I had a day this eventful, I was banging like two or three bras at the same time. I was drinking heavily all the time, and um, I think I think at the same time I was like, I don't know, trying to sell drugs, halfway selling drugs. I don't know. I was a kid. Like last time I had a day this adventurous. So to start things off, at, I take the dog. I was taking the dog out for a walk,
Hmm.
and he was kind of active today. Like this morning, well, yesterday. like I told you yesterday, I go to take him outside, and he see a squirrel. So we see a squirrel, and I tell him to chill out. I le- I left some slack on the left some slack on the leash by accident because I was trying to adjust his harness. He shot
Mm-hmm.
out. He shot out and chased after this squirrel and chased the squirrel around the tree. Caught this squirrel and it was a wrap, B. Like he snatched that joint up and was shaking it, shaking, rattling, and rolling this little motherfucker, man. It was a wrap for home. It was a wrap for home.
So
So
my man's went bonkers on the fucking squirrel.
the dog went dog. Like man, the pit went straight bull on this motherfucking squirrel. So he
Oh wow.
he get the motherfucker to chill the fuck out so the squirrel ain't moving no more. So I pull him back. The squirrel take that opportunity to try to climb up the tree to get away. He only got 3 working legs at this point. You ain't getting up no tree, pal. So he get like 3/4 of he get like a quarter of the way up the tree and just fall. Boom. So now the dog is acting scared. Like the dog is acting scared. I'm like, man, what you scared of? You just fucked this little squirrel up, man.
He's like, oh, I didn't mean to take it that far.
Man, shit. I felt bad for the squirrel. I'm like, man, the squirrel is sitting here crying, and it was like, now I know why dogs want them squeaky toys and shit. So he take off after the squirrel and just murder the squirrel, man. It was some Nat Geo shit. It's like 8:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. Nobody's prepared for this. Like no,
Wow.
I was not prepared for that.
Yeah,
So
no.
fast forward to this morning, you know what I'm saying? I take him out for a walk or whatever, and it's pretty chill. Like he's not doing too much or whatever. Get to this field, I let him run around. There's nobody around, so I just let him run around by himself. That was the worst idea I had had. I say at least since I was 28. So the
Oh my gosh.
I I let him go, and he's sniffing around or whatever, which is what he normally does. So it's not no big deal. And he generally uses like there's these wall of bushes in the
Hmm.
field that separates the field from a set of train tracks. So he generally uses that as a border. Not today though. I don't even know why, but today he was not having it. Like fam
Hmm.
cut through the bushes. I'm like, oh fuck no, why would you do that? So he cut through the bushes. I got to go in there after. Nah. I'm calling him, you know what I'm saying? He ain't listening to none of that shit. So I go through the bushes, come out on the other side on the tracks. So I'm calling him
Hmm.
and I hear I hear him coming like he behind me. I'm like, man, I didn't see him when I came through the thicket. Oh man, I didn't see him when I came through the thicket. So he walked right past me and keep going. I go to try to step on the leash. He just smooth like jumped or some shit and did all of this other shit. Went on the other side. Like now you in the field with the corn and shit. It's a
Oh.
wrap. It's a wrap. It's man. If I'd have had one of those Hollywood clickers or whatever when they was like take whatever so I could just smack that man. It's a wrap. I'm not going in there. Like it's not man. Whatever is over there, you with it because I'm not going.
Oh,
Then
he was giving you a straight run for your money.
man, fam was just on man on bullshit. So I'm calling him, but I hear him in the thickets or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't leave him. Like if I leave him, anybody find this dog, they're gonna kill him. Like that, they're not gonna try to take him in or whatever. You know what I mean? They don't allow pit bulls in my county and shit. So if
Right.
if somebody found him, they gonna pop his ass. Especially if he get like to anybody's farm or some shit like that, and they got like cats or chickens or anything like that. Because any small animal, he just gonna get right after. So for 2 3, it wasn't even that long. Like 2 3 minutes passed, And then I hear him again, so I make my way over to where he at. And he done made it to a place where it's kind of clear and I could just step down and go and get him. So I step through, I go get him or whatever. I'm like, you stupid motherfucker. I'm cursing this dog out, man. Like, you stupid motherfucker. I done went through it and got all
You
these
let
sticker
them have
bugs.
it.
Man, I got all these sticker bugs on me and shit. He breathing hard as hell. Like, I ain't never seen this dog breathe like this before. Like, I'm like, man, what the fuck, man? So, like, he breathing so hard, he like dry at the mouth. Like, you see all of this thick ass slobber and shit. Like, never seen this before. Like, he's so. Anyway, walk him all the way back to the house. I'm cursing his ass out. He's still pulling. Like, he's still pulling. Like, he ready to go some more.
Like
So,
round two. Ding, 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 ding.
man, so, all right, so I'm completely, man. All right, so I'm like, man, fuck all this, man. I'm gonna get him to the house, man. Put him in the tub, wash him with some flea shit first, just in case like anything jumped on him while he was out there. Then I'm gonna give him a regular. I'm gonna give him another bath in case his skin is irritated and shit. And then we just gonna chill out for the rest of the day. Like, I'm gonna put the L on, I'm gonna turn on the shades, clothes and shit, block out all of the sun. We just gonna sit here, fam. Like, I'm gonna sit on the floor with your ass. We just gonna chill out today. Like, ain't gonna be too much moving and shaking no more today. Like, I think you kind of done. So I chain him up outside. And I come in the house and I'm starting to get all of the tools together that I need or whatever to give him this bath. He not really that bad of a bath taker or whatever, but I had just washed his mitt, so I had to go get that, and then I had to get my stool or whatever so I could sit down on that in front of the tub and get everything going. Plus I had to get the peanut butter and put that shit down so he ain't moving too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear him barking, but of course he's gonna bark because he out there by himself and shit. He do that, so I ain't too worried about it. So then all of a sudden, I don't hear him barking. I hear him growling. So I'm like, what the fuck is he growling at? So I open the door. This motherfucker, it's this whole dude standing in my yard, not like in the alley or like on the side or some shit. Like, this motherfucker is in my yard with these two little like dogs that you put in a purse or some shit like that. They on leashes and they got
Like
harnesses on them and
teacup
shit.
puppies.
Yeah, these little teacup puppies and shit. Tucker got this motherfucker by the neck. Like, it's one of these white dogs. One of them is white, one of them is brown. Tucker got this joint by the neck. Grrr. Like,
Tearing
oh
their ass
my
up.
God. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing over here? Like, I just walk up my dog. Like, no, why are you in my yard? Like, I don't give a fuck about you walking your dog. Why are you in my yard? Like, for him to have been so close to Tucker, that Tucker got a hold of this dog, like, you was too fucking far over my way. Like, your ass should have been the fuck over there some motherfucking way.
Mm-hmm.
So Tucker got this motherfucker. Now, I'm the dog got this motherfucker. So I had just watched some YouTube videos the other day that said, like, all right, so if the shit happened, like, pick the dog up by the back legs, try to twist his ass around, maybe that'll get his ass. Nope, that shit didn't work. Like, he was not letting go of this motherfucking dog. So I'm pulling and I'm trying to see where he got the dog at. He got the dog by the dog's harness. So he
Mm-hmm.
got his neck, like, he had got his neck, but he only got like a snippet of it or whatever. Because at first he was biting the dog by the face. Like,
God damn.
he grabbed the dog by the face and was biting the dog by the face. So um so I got this metal spatula that I use on the grill out there. So I grabbed the metal spatula. I'm telling this dude, like, hey man, pull your dog back. So I got Tucker like in the, you know what I'm saying, in this shit.
A
I
little
put
headlock.
in a little headlock because they say, hey man, if you can't breathe, you can't fight. So I'm like, okay, well shit, do that. He's not letting go of this motherfucking dog. So I get the spatula, put it in his jaws, pry his jaw open. He lets go. Yes, the dog is still alive. Everything is okay. Nope, dude brought two dogs. So it's another dog down here little brown dog down here, and it's a wrap for this dog because everybody is focused on this white dog. Tucker get down, see this dog, and whop, grab homie by the neck and just start like violently like twisting and shaking this dog like it's a wrap. Like
Wow.
he split this dog's neck and like all of this like it was a wrap. Like Tucker fucked this dog up, and like it had took so much energy for me to even get him to the point where he could let the white dog go. Like by the
Hmm.
time he got this brown dog, not only does it look dangerous as fuck to be reaching down there with this dog.
Yeah,
I'm
because you
tired.
don't want to get bit yourself. Yeah.
I'm tired. I just chased this little motherfucker through like three sets of bushes and weeds and train troll tracks. This motherfucker went from what's the nursery rhyme and shit from the country to the man. This motherfucker went everywhere, skipping over to grandma's house, man. So like
Wow.
as soon as he let him like after he thought that the dog was down, like he let him go. So I grabbed him and I was like, okay, come get this dog, man. Come get your dead ass dog. She was like, oh my god, it's my mom's dog. And I don't want to make fun of family because he may have had a mental disability, and that's probably why this happened. But at the same time, fam, get your slow ass the fuck on some motherfucking well, man. Like you finna make me lose my dog behind you wanting to journey in and letting your dog shit wherever the fuck your dog want to shit at. Like, nah, pimp, it's big shit over here that this motherfucker don't really want to be a part of. I don't think you want to be a part of it either. I suggest y'all move the fuck around, but nope, you want to bring you and this little motherfucker with you. So Tucker done killed this dog, put a gash in the neck of this other dog. So as soon as he pick up the dead dog, man, I go in the house and I call the police. Like I'm like, man, shit, y'all gotta send animal services out here because my dog just killed another dog. Like we in the yard, he's chained up. Like the dog came in here. Like this dude walked the dog over here for some fucking reason. Like just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up in the hood. Maybe it's because I'm black. Maybe I just got this survival instinct in me that just don't naturally be fucking with animals like that. But if I see a dog that's chained up and he barking at me, I'm not gonna go over there.
Yeah, and not only that, like my thing with this whole situation is that Buddy came on private property. So you're trespassing. Like your ass ain't even supposed to be over here. And
At
then you
all.
got your two little dogs that's, I'm assuming those dogs walked up
Snacks.
on
That's what they
your
was. They
dog.
were snacks. That's what they was, man. The motherfucking dogs were snacks. And you know them little dogs, man, they always be barking and yip yapping, running off at the mouth and shit. I remember vivid times like walking Tucker past that house and they be in the window barking at him and shit. And he just be looking at the motherfucker, just trying to get closer to him. And like it's just like like motherfuckers that you know in the street and shit. They don't be the motherfuckers that be loud and shit, and motherfuckers just be trying to get over that to him. Like, hey, no, man, no, you ain't gotta hold him, man. It's cool. I'll be over there in a minute. Just keep him there. Keep him there. Like one of them motherfuckers. Like that's how he was walking over there. Like, no, I ain't gonna bark or nothing. Just where you at? Cause he just be trying to look to see where you at, so I could see like how I'm gonna get to you. Like that's how he was looking at these dogs, and I'm just steady trying to get him to chill the fuck out. I had just got him to a point where he was walking side by side with the loose leash and shit. Getting him to
Yeah.
obey sit down commands in the house and shit. I done bought this big
Hmm.
ass thing of treats so I can try to start doing this shit in the yard with him or whatever. And then here your motherfucking ass come over here looking like a guy that you brought a motherfucking Klondike bar and a Snickers over here. And that's exactly how he treated these motherfuckers, like a Klondike bar and a Snickers bar. Tried to rip the soul out these motherfuckers, man.
I
So
mean, I feel sorry for the dog, but I mean, the owner was dumb as
yeah,
fuck. Like he was at fault for that one.
yeah. So speaking of fault, so like I said, I called the police or whatever. The sheriff come out, He like, yeah, man. So what happened? I'm like, shit. I told him the same story I'm telling y'all. So he say, well, the dog was chained up. I say, yeah, they came over here. Like, I don't know why they would come over here. If he's barking, like, I would just keep it
Mhm.
moving. But he brought his dogs over here. Tucker grabbed that motherfucker, man. So he said, well, um, you didn't do anything wrong. It's not the end of the world. Like, there's nothing gonna happen to you. You're not at fault. Like, this is in your yard on your property, and the dog was chained
Right.
up. Like, it wasn't like the dog was loose or anything like that, or this happened in
Exactly.
the street. So you didn't do anything wrong. I was like, all right, well, it's not the end of the world for me, but it's the end of the world of the dog. He was like, yeah. Uh, he was taking pictures of the dog and shit. And was saying like, well, in the law out here is it can't look like a pit. So if it looked like a pit, it's a pit, and they illegal. So um,
Wow.
he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to file paperwork. So you'll get a letter in the mail saying you got X amount of days to get rid of the dog. He was telling me, he was like, man,
Oh.
it was like he was telling me like generally if you get it from a humane society or one of these professional places, they got a list of dogs that's allowed or not allowed in individual counties and cities,
Mhm.
and they won't let you adopt a dog that is on the ban list. And I was like, no, I got this from a family friend out in Benton. He probably knew that the dog was illegal or this had happened to him where he was at, and he was trying to get rid of the dog. We still haven't gotten the medical records yet, so
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
just started the guard dog training just to make sure that he was legal because that was in one of the bylaws of the ordinance. And
Mhm.
he said, well, that's pretty. They're not gonna let you do that unless it's a business or your business is training guard dogs. So you just gonna have
Yeah.
to. Like, they just told me like he just basically told me like you just gonna have to get rid of the dog. But he didn't take him from me today.
Yeah.
He didn't send nobody back out here. He was like, man,
Okay.
he was like, man, I feel he seems like a really nice dog because when he came around, like Tucker walked up to him, sat down, looked at him, sniffed his knees or whatever, let him pet him and shit, and walked back. Like he was still kind of excited because all of this shit has just happened, but
Mhm. Mhm.
he was cool. And he was like, man, he seems like a really
Yeah.
nice dog. I'm sorry that this happened, but generally speaking, it's a lot of pit bulls in Benton County. It's just the only time we know about it is when something like this happened. And something
Mhm.
like this happening is like 90% of the cases that happen with pit bulls. Like some animals and came over on their property or someone was trespassing and some shit
Mhm.
and the
Mhm.
dog was outside and reacted. Um shit like that. So it is what it is, but
Yeah. I
yeah.
hate you have to get rid of him because it's like you haven't even had him for a long amount of time. Like you guys are
Three
just
weeks,
getting to know
man.
each other.
Three
Yeah.
weeks, man. I was uh, I was
Wow.
I was probably a week away from taking pictures of them and putting them on Instagram and shit. Like it was almost
Oh.
that close, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I know my
Yeah.
girl. She she uh she under the mind to fuck him. So man, these motherfuckers from the hundreds, man. They don't do well with law enforcement.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, hopefully it'll work out some kind of way where maybe you guys can keep him or something. Because I mean, he needed a home to begin with, so hopefully it'll work out.
I hate the fact that well, the truth of the matter is that there aren't any bad dogs. It's just bad owners, and
Mhm.
I hate that he's been passed around so much simply because nobody's taking the time to train him or to
Mhm.
housebreak him or socialize him with different animals and shit. So he still got that protective ass instinct for one, and then he's a killer, like just chasing up, and he's doing nothing more than what we saw on cartoons with Tom and Jerry and shit.
Mhm.
Tom was chasing Jerry, and whatever that gray dog's name was chasing Tom. Like it was like it's just in them to do that shit. Like so, the dog was going to
Yeah.
dog. Like he was basically just dogging, and that's enough to since he you know what I'm saying since he didn't do anything wrong. It's like not grounds for him to get put down or anything when he
Right.
does get to the Humane Society, if he ever goes to the Humane Society. But it's just it's
Yeah.
just bad all around because there's too many emotions involved.
Yeah, it is. And unfortunately, like pit bulls is just that breed of dog that, has that bad rep for being aggressive, even though that's, 90% of the time, that's not the case. Like it's a lot of pit bulls that are simply just big babies. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, too, they have that past of, they're fighting dogs. So, who knows, what your dog's past was, or, if he was a fighter or has always been aggressive and, that's just, a habit that you was trying to get him out of. Who knows, what was happening prior to you getting him. So, I just really hope it works out for the best so he can learn a different behavior. But, he was doing, you know, if you want to put guard dog in there, like he did what he was supposed to do. Somebody came on the property and was trespassing that wasn't supposed to be there, and he got the littlest ones first. So,
Man, I'm talking about man. It, I just could not believe how far on the or in my yard this dude was. Like I just could not
yeah.
believe it. And the 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 real thing is that I couldn't believe how close he let his dogs get to a larger dog that was angrily barking at them.
Hmm.
Like so even if Tucker isn't aggressive and was just warning y'all to get the fuck away, why would you get
Hmm.
closer?
Yeah,
Like
that makes no sense.
it was just some dumb shit. So the sheriff he told me that he was gonna go and try to keep the peace or whatever.
Hmm.
So I told him where the owners lived at because I live in a real small town and everybody because when it first before this happened, I was out walking him around the backyard and I mean it's a pretty nice sized yard. I mean it's like what 0.6 acres.
Okay.
So we just walk. I just generally just walk him around the yard if especially if I don't feel like walking up and down the street and shit. So
Hmm.
uh, I was walking him around the yard once, and he had these man. He found like little pellets of shit or whatever. Like another dog had shit in the yard. And I was like, what the
Hmm.
fuck? So I go to the immediate neighbor that lives behind me, and I ask her. I say, man, did your dog come over? She's like, no. Um, what was it, small or big? I was like, it was small. She was like, oh, that's da 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 da. She knew exactly who it was, and I was like, oh,
Hmm.
so what is this a thing? She was like, yeah, he let his dog shit all over the place. Now she didn't tell me at the time that the dude that she talking about may have a handicap,
Hmm.
but at that point, I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, man, you ain't smart enough to pick up your dog shit. Like, then you shouldn't be having no dog. Like, your dog don't need to
I
get walked.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? Your dog don't need to get walked or whatever. Um, so he probably smelled the dog or remembered the scent from that dog when he saw the dog,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
that just clicked something
That
in him.
was a trigger. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
that
trigger.
was something in him. But man, it is what it is. I feel bad for them dogs though, man, because I wouldn't want nobody to go out like that.
Yeah, and then like even with the whole picking up thing, like I live in a community as well, and there's a lot of people have dogs, and they actually have stations posted throughout the community where you can get a free poop bag, and it's a little garbage can where you can dispose of the poop. But it's like a lot of people that still won't. pick up after their dog. So it's like when I'm out there, I'm constantly like, especially when I'm walking through the grass, I'm constantly looking down to make sure I'm not stepping in nothing. But it's like if you have the dog, like you need to take the responsibility of picking the shit up. Like, come on. So yeah, because I always pick up. I never let my dog go in other people's yards or near anyone's door. And then even, if there's someone walking on the sidewalk or walking on the same path, I usually stop and move to the side. So even though my dog isn't aggressive, but he is super friendly and he will jump on you like in hopes of, hey, pet me, play with me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want my dog jumping on people. So when people come close, I, move to the side and I let them pass and then we keep going.
Yeah, that's how he is. Like he loves people. Like he
Hmm.
like jumps up on them and he's trying to lick on them and all that type of stuff. But them little animals, other animals, he don't fuck with them like at all. Like and then like earlier, I want to say it was either earlier this week. Yeah, it was earlier this week. It's it's like a traffic cop that
Hmm.
has a German Shepherd. It had
Hmm.
been years since I seen the German Shepherd. Like I don't know if it was because, excuse me, they just not that popular of a breed anymore, or if it's just because
Hmm.
people see that dog and think police, and the
Hmm.
fact that he's in law enforcement and he has a German Shepherd, it's kind of cliche and it's kind of lame, but it's his dog. I'm over there
Yeah.
and like nobody like it's. I think it's because um, I live out in the sticks. Like there are very few properties that have fences and gates. So
Hmm.
I was sitting at the I was sitting at the park that has one of those awnings and picnic tables
Hmm.
underneath them, whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm just chilling. I'm listening to the radio. Well, not the radio. I was listening to a podcast. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and the dog comes out. He sees me and he just runs over. So I don't move, you know what I'm saying? So I sit there, but the owner, he calls the dog back, but it takes him like once or twice to call him before the dog comes back. And I'm like, man, if this dog had wanted to rap me, it would have been a rap because like the dog wasn't on the leash or nothing, but he was just he was in, he was on his property until he came into the park and that line, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing blocking that border or nothing. Like it's just a wrap, you know what I mean?
Right.
So Tucker seen his dog once and like was like antsy and shit. And I'm like, man, you
Hmm.
don't want no smoke with that dog, man. Like, just chill out. Cause like, not saying that Tucker would lose the fight, but you don't really want two big ass dogs fighting. Cause like, both y'all gonna have to get put down. Like, cause
Yeah.
nobody's getting in that shit. I don't know how to separate that shit. I done had your ass 3 weeks, dude. Like, you better chill the fuck out. Man, that cop will go in
Yeah.
there, grab his gun, and shoot your motherfucking ass. Then shoot me. Then we're gonna have a fucking Black Lives Matter painted in the middle of the fucking street on Second Avenue. Like,
Yeah. No, we're not doing all that.
no, man. Go have a
Yeah.
fucking
Another
memorial service.
suggestion that I was meant to make for you was they do have like CBD treats for dogs too. So maybe like those points where he's maybe getting a little antsy or he's just, overly excited and whatnot. You can give him one of them CBD treats and he'll calm right the fuck down. Because I used to do that, for my dog, like whenever we would have strange people over, like the cable guys over, or somebody that's just company, somebody that they're not used to. I would give my dog that treat, and he'd like, okay, he may growl a little bit when you come through the door and look at you, but then he gonna go sit his ass now.
See,
So.
but I don't have those issues with him in the house. Like even right now, like he spends the majority of his time laying on his bed, just quiet. Every now and then he'll get up, stretch, come over. Like he'll see me on the phone. He'll pop his head through my hands and shit and try to get me to rub his neck or whatever, or rub the back of his ears and shit. But outside of that, he be chilling. Like he'll just sit there and chill. when you go outside, you get excited because there's a lot of other stuff going on. And I get that,
Hmm.
but man, please, man, look, these last 2 days, man, oh my God.
Real stressful. That's a lot. So yeah, I get you. Well, like I said, hopefully it'll work out for the best. Just stay on top of them and keep training them, and hopefully it'll end up where you can keep them in the end.
Hopefully.
I hope.
All right, so we didn't all got caught up or whatever. Uh, we was talking about getting something started with the 48 laws of power, and
Right.
you I continue to read while I think the last law I think the last law I actually brushed up on was the first. So um, you're on 7 now. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I would just be starting number 7. So,
What's been your biggest takeaway from the first 6?
oh man. Well, for me, it's given me a better outlook on how I tend to deal with things and deal with people as a whole. So I'm just taking away from it that, hey, step back and reanalyze like how you moving. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see a big difference. So, I'm trying to now find ways to, implement this into my day to day. So, when I'm not just reading just to read. So it's like when I read a law, I'm usually go step back and let it sit with me. Maybe wait a couple days because I really want to analyze this information and dig a little deeper, go a little deeper, maybe figure out have I been in this situation before, and what way could I have handled it differently to get better results. So that's what I've been doing. So that's what I've been taking away from everything that I've read so far.
That's cool, man. So what I think what I think what we should try to do is revisit um the first law next week and just uh go over what it is, how it is that we apply it without knowing and knowing. Um,
Hmm.
that never outshine the master. It's
Yeah, we did touch on that on last week's episode. Well, not last week, but the last episode.
yeah, bro. That was a whole half a month ago, B. That was a long time ago, B. But you
Yeah.
hadn't really read it though. So like, I mean, you had said that you was gonna start, and then um, you had speed read through it, like, cause you reading fast as shit. I'm just
Really?
man, you reading fast as shit. Like you done had the book what 2 weeks?
No, it's been longer than that. It's been longer than 2 weeks. So, I mean, I'm only on 7, and I haven't been reading it like every day consistently. So, like I said, I'll read a law, let it sit. I didn't really do any reading like on vacation per se. And last week, I didn't really, I think I read one law last week. So, I haven't really been every day reading it. So, I think I'm going pretty slow.
Oh, okay. So you probably started off quick and then just started slowing up as you went like on vacation and all that other type of
Hmm.
bullshit.
Hmm. Yeah, so this is not, one of the books that you read on the beach in the sun. Like I need to, sit by myself, sit in quiet and be able to take it in.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll get brushed up on these first 7, and then
Okay.
when we get back up next week, we'll review the first 7 laws of power, and then try to make an episode of that and see how that goes, how how it relates to each other on the professional and personal side. because I think a lot can be missed when it's only used for business. Like,
Mhm.
I think a lot of people pick up the book because I know I did when I first picked up the book. I was in college, and me
Mhm.
being a business major, I had heard about it, and I was like, oh well, I'll just pick it up and I'll read it. It should apply to me because I'm in business. And then I'm reading this
Mhm.
shit, and most of the stories used for examples have nothing to do with business, but
Mhm.
are very, very centered on interpersonal relationships
Mhm.
and how those personal relationships can either improve or it's the opposite of improve.
Um,
Damn, I feel like a dumbass. Like,
I
how do
know
I
what you're
blank
trying
out
to
like
say.
that? But the opposite of improve, my nigga.
But
So,
I did feel like especially when I read the first one, Never Outshine the Master, I definitely applied that situation to well, personal for me as being in the work environment. And you know, some of them like especially never put too much trust in your friends, learn how to use your enemies. Like that one is definitely a personal one, but I can see how you can apply it to all areas of life, really.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So, you got anything else?
Okay, so I'm just gonna get to it because I think this came out like right after I came back from DR, and or I think it maybe came out when I was there because I remember seeing, yeah, it did, because I remember I looked up the YouTube video at the lunch table while I was having lunch because I'm scrolling down my timeline and I'm just seeing wop wop wop. So this new joint that was released with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, man, like everybody's going bonkers about this shit. Like it was literally down every timeline. It was all down Facebook, all down Instagram, and motherfuckers, have these crazy ass opinions like, the song is disgusting, it's too raunchy, it's too this, it's too that. And it's like, shit, they had me when the song first came on, and you hear them, it's some hoes in this house. I'm like, oh shit, like, that used to be the shit. Like, this shit taking me back now to, them route days back at the crib, going up
All
to
right.
the route on Saturdays, man, like, insert footwork here, nigga. Like, you
Yeah.
have to get it in.
But yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, so, I for me, like I don't have no fucking problem with the song because it's like, come on, let's keep it all the way real. Like, motherfuckers want to talk about a nasty fucking song, like, hello, look at, you want to go back in the day, we can go back to Luke and Two Live Crew. Them motherfuckers was nasty. Too
All
Short
right,
was
and
nasty.
and
Like,
and Two Live Crew made sure that you could be nasty. Like, they actually had to fight for freedom of speech and shit. So
yeah,
when you got guys like that, Luke was and Luke was basically just making house music or whatever, and he was just saying, what I'm saying, pop that pussy and shit like that. Then you got Too Short. His favorite word was bitch. You know what I'm saying? He had to go through his shit. But the thing that killed me was when people was talking about how it was setting motherfuckers back, and like, I don't know what any. I listen. I don't even give a shit. One of my favorite albums of all time is Hardcore by Lil Kim. Like, it's one of my
yeah,
favorite albums of all time. Favorite song on the is Queen Bitch. That is,
yeah.
that,
That joint was dope.
not only is the beat hard as fuck, but her rhymes and shit was dope. And
Mm-hmm.
later on, I ended up hearing a version that Big did. Like, Biggie was actually rapping the song and shit. Same words and shit, but it was Biggie. Like, I heard that, but I didn't even give a shit. Kim said in that song, she said she got these 4 bars or whatever. That she say, I wet you like hurricanes and typhoons, got buffoons eating my pussy while I watch cartoons. Nigga,
Man.
if I hear that, I heard when the album come out, 97, 96, 97.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm 15, 16 years old. Ain't shit Megan Thee Stallion can say to me. Ain't nothing Cardi can say to me that's gonna offend me. You know what I mean? Like my feelings ain't gonna be hurt behind this shit. And then even before Lil Kim came out, like I was still
Mm-hmm.
listening to Too Short. Like I had Too Short was always on in the house. Like literally always on. Because he made songs that was like 12 minutes long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And some of the comments that I was seeing down my Facebook page, it was, more so on the lines of, oh, we shouldn't be letting, the Cardi B's and the Megs be, um, you know, the people that our kids look up to and role models. It's like they fucking shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Like these are fucking female rappers. They young as hell. They living their life. They gonna rap about what the fuck is gonna make money.
so one of the dumbest comments I saw was like when they said that Cardi B was a mother now, so uh she should stop rapping like this and she should stop doing all of this other
Oh my
shit.
gosh.
I'm
Get the
like, man,
fuck
how the
out of
fuck you
here.
think she became a mama? Ain't nobody, man, ain't nobody on that shit, man. Like it's this, and I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even gonna front like I'm with everything. But to act like they words is or the song is offensive or it's setting somebody back in the struggle or some shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh my god. There has been
Because
so
nobody was
much
saying that shit.
worse.
Nobody was saying that shit when a motherfucker got hot from saying Gucci Gang over and over again on the song. Nobody was saying shit when people was just rapping to the point where you couldn't understand what the fuck they was saying. That
Yeah.
wasn't setting anybody back. Meanwhile, motherfuckers can't read, motherfuckers can't write, and at the same time, nobody is listening to anybody that's saying anything. Like y'all can pick
Mm-hmm.
up, like nobody is buying Rhapsody, like nobody's buying Tierra Whack shit. Like it's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of hypocrites out here talking shit. Like if y'all
Mm-hmm.
promoted or if y'all supported the people that did the opposite of what they doing more, then you wouldn't feel the need to criticize it so much because there's a strong opposition against it. Like when women first started rapping and really started getting the notoriety that they currently have now, like with MC Light, Queen
Mm-hmm.
Latifah, Moni Love, when they started like really blowing up, like it was just a skill. Like Light didn't show off her body, Moni Love didn't show off her body, and Queen Latifah didn't show off their body. They talked about relationships versus talking about fucking. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if you support people like that or you support that imagery or whatever, that's what's getting pushed out to the forefront. If you don't support that and you on the side of well, sex sells, so this is what the fuck is out here. What the fuck you think is gonna happen? Like that's what the fucking voice is. So if that's what
Yeah,
women
and I'm sorry, but like I just remember like during that time and during that era, like, you know, Queen Latifah and all of the females rappers, like a lot of them, they was rapping about self-respect. You know
right,
what I'm saying? Like Queen wasn't coming out there with her ass out or with her titties out. You know what I'm saying? Like none of them was doing that. Like during that time and during that
none of
era,
them.
like we was in the baggy clothes phase. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So everybody dressed, both male and female was dressing with like the super baggy clothes. Like that was the trend during that time. So, during that time, it wasn't all about sex sales and talking about fucking in the songs. Like that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers had way more to rap about.
Right.
So now we fast forward into 2020, You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it's like, don't get me wrong, like you can, even before that, I mean, shit, Marvin Gaye was sexual in the motherfucker. Like his shit was about fucking. Isley Brothers, they shit was about fucking. You know what I'm saying? They just put it in a different manner. But you know what I'm saying? In a different, they delivered it a little different.
Yeah, with
But
some
yeah,
innuendo, these motherfuckers just getting to it.
exactly. Because I remember like back in the day, I don't know if you remember, but Jodeci had that one video. I want to say it was "Come and Talk to Me," and I remember it was a couple in there. They was like all close. They was kissing on each other, and it was like the way the light was shining on them. You could see a thigh, a arm, ass cheek. Like it was kind of revealing. But my mom was not having that. She was like, don't watch that video. I'll be on BT and shit trying to watch my videos. You can't watch
Uncut,
that. That's too sexual. It was
uncut. Thank God for uncut. What? That uncut. That should have played to the church music came on. I remember that shit, boy.
yeah.
But BT used to play church music on Sundays. I don't know if they still do, but all day they would play church music. But all the like for 2 hours leading up to that motherfucking Sunday service and shit, the motherfuckers was
Hmm.
playing nastiest shit you ever heard in your life.
Hell
Tip
yeah.
drill, like I remember the first time I saw that tip drill video, I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is exactly what the fuck Uncut was made for. When Ludacris made Pussy Poppin'
Oh
with
yeah, yeah,
Donna,
yeah.
and that video, I'm wow, like yeah, this is for Uncut. When Nelly made what was it, Eagle? Drop down to get your
Hmm.
eagle on.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
What? Man.
Listen, yeah,
So
BT Uncut. That was the move, and I definitely used to sneak and watch Real Sex. Like that was the move too back in the day.
I ain't touching that shit. Are you trying to get me to talk about some things that I may or may not have been doing uh
Whatever. You watched Real Sex too.
as a youth? No, I would definitely remember watching Taxi Cab Confessions though. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
That
yeah. I
shit used
remember
to be,
that
oh
one.
my god, that shit was very entertaining. That shit was very
Yeah.
entertaining.
So we used to sneak and watch our shit too, like,
Yeah.
and then
Oh
make
man.
sure you have that Cartoon Network on last. So when you hear somebody coming, you hit that last button and switch back to the cartoon.
Like man, and you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker really didn't have cable. So like if we was watching that shit on HBO or Cinemax or Showtime and shit, it was in the squirrely lines and shit. So all you really got was the sound. And then the sound would be all fucked up, so it'll fade in and out and shit. Hell
Yeah,
yeah, like yeah, that's how it used to be. Motherfuckers got wise to that shit, put that shit through a box now, so they just block out the screen. But back in the day, my nigga, oh, we used to steal cable. You could steal cable and be watching
yeah.
shit through the squiggly lines and shit. My nigga, what? What? You ain't live.
Oh my god.
You ain't
Yeah.
live. Your ass ain't stole no cable. You ain't live.
Oh yeah. Ain't nothing
Shit.
like some good old stolen cable. You getting some shit you ain't supposed to get. Some shit you
Shit.
ain't gotta pay for.
Man, please. Man, I knew a dude. Real talk. I think we should wrap it up after this. But I know this dude. I knew this dude that worked for, I want to say Dish. I think he
Dish
worked for
Network.
Dish. I
Okay.
think he worked for Dish. He was hooking motherfuckers up for $100. Well, I don't know how he was doing it.
Wow.
I don't know how he was doing it, but he was hooking motherfuckers up with every fucking channel for $100. Like he would get whole buildings involved. He wouldn't do it if you like had a single house. Like if you lived in a
Mhm.
house, he wouldn't do it. But if you lived in an apartment building,
Yeah, that
oh,
was the easiest way in an
oh
apartment
my
building.
God. If you lived in an apartment building, he'll hook the whole building up. Like man, he was making deals with landlords, and landlords was including the package in they rent and was charging motherfuckers for
Wow. Yeah, and I think I'm doing something now just with the fire stick and shit. As you know, I like my free stuff.
Yeah, man. We killed, man. We killed the music industry, man, because we stopped paying for music. Everything became free. Motherfuckers stopped getting them CDs and shit. I
Yeah,
can't believe they still
yeah,
make DVDs. I was in Walmart the other day. They still got that $5 DVD bin and shit.
they do.
Hell yeah, they do.
I can't even tell you. Like, I don't even have. I think I've been got rid of my DVD and Blu-ray players.
My,
Like,
my
yeah,
Xbox
that's a
got
thing
one
of the
built
past
into
now.
it, but man, I got DVDs that I had bought for like the kids or something, but
Hmm.
I ain't on that shit.
Yeah, I don't miss them because it's like sometimes I
Oh,
would get
speaking of movies
careless with
though,
mine.
man. Speaking of movies, my bad. I watched Our Girl.
Oh, you watch Bad Girls?
Oh man, I watched that shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. It is a lot like it's
Set
it's
it off.
some it's some like it, but
Set
not
it off
really.
ish.
Uh,
Yeah,
it's something like it, but not
yeah,
really. They allude to it in the movie though. You know what I'm saying? They do allude to it in the movie, so it's it's kind of dope. It's kind of funny too, man. Like they have some funny moments in there. I think she did a really good job. Talking about 3D Nati, I think she did a good job.
yeah. Me too.
She got some
Yeah, this
bangers on the
is.
soundtrack too.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening because I did rewatch it today. So, like I said last night, I kind of came in like at the end of the movie, so I rewatched the entire movie today, and it was pretty dope. So I think 3D Nati, like you said, she did a really good job for this being her first like acting gig.
Hmm.
And you can tell like the budget wasn't way up there, but it was still good. Like it kept my attention.
Yeah, I mean they had a name. You know what I'm saying? They had the dude to play big enough. So
Yeah, yeah. So they had a pretty big name in there. So yeah, I'll definitely watch that again. Like it was pretty good. I didn't like how the how it ended though.
yeah, see, don't talk about nothing else because I had started fucking with the dog, so I didn't. You know what
uh
I'm saying? I got up to, I think I got up to the to the part where she had bought the house or whatever. So like I ain't got further than that. So don't take
okay.
it.
Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, well please watch it tomorrow.
All right, I will. I will. All right. So on that note, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and let y'all go. We're gonna wrap this up for the week. Just want to thank y'all for tuning in and catching us. I know it's been a couple of weeks since we posted an episode, but as you heard, Venus went on vacation and I was involved in a storm. So we're just
Yeah.
getting back to normal ourselves. So uh, just want to thank you for joining us. Venus.
Yeah, same here, same here. We're glad to be back. We're back on track and back on schedule. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please remember to give us a like and a subscribe. Give us a like on Instagram at Low End Theories Podcast. Same on Facebook pages, Low End Theories Podcast. So thank you once again. And we will hear from you again and be right back at you next week.
All right, y'all. So peace.